Basically, the event is gathering investors, international investors, shared service providers from overseas companies from Australia, New Zealand, UK, and other markets as well. So this event is basically designed for people who are in the development space, who are considering about investing in a property or investing or providing a BPO ready office space. So that is why we are launching this document, is so they have a standard guideline on what the requirements are of these investors, and it gives them the opportunity to network as well with the potential investors and really understand what their needs are in terms of infrastructure. Has not been a standard document that has been released for the OS industry, and the idea is to have ready infrastructure for BPO OS operations, because in this market, when investors come in, they look at countries who have the ready and available infrastructure, so they can come in and start their operations as soon as possible. So right now, Fiji, that is something that we are lacking. And to really become competitive in the international market, we need to have those spaces up and ready so that more people can come into Fiji, invest in Fiji, and ultimately we'll be able to create more employment from that aspect. Yeah. Understand all these buildings are being built up, right? But for BPOs, they have certain requirements, and this document basically covers all those requirements, because we have designed this document in close consultations with our BPOs, with KPOs, looked at some international best practices, and also with our construction industries documents and guides as well. So it encompasses everything, and it is, like I said, it's a basic guideline for any of these developers if they want to set up or if they want to sell their office spaces to potential BPO investors. This is a guide that they can look at and get their spaces ready in that framework, and then sell it across to the potential investors that are coming into Fiji. If you look at the recent budget announcement, there is an up to 20-year tax holiday on capital investment. So capital infrastructure development, there is a up to 20-year tax holiday that the government is providing for the OS ICT industry. Yeah, but 90% of the operations in the building has to be OS KPO related. That's a good question. I think there's a couple of things that we are doing in that space. First, I'd like to say is that the BPO industry pays way above the minimum wage rate. So there's already an improved standard of living when you're working with the BPO industry, and you have access to a higher pay and salary and other benefits. The other thing is that the exposure, the training, the capacity building opportunities within the BPO industry is a lot. There's a lot of opportunities for people to grow within the industry. We have seen some people who would start off as a basic agent are now leading teams that are based in Australia and New Zealand as well. So they are based here, but they are team leaders for a team in Australia, a team in New Zealand, or a team in UK. So that's the level of growth that we are seeing within the industry. And in terms of capacity, what we are doing is we are working with training institutions and universities to develop courses and capacity building opportunities for our people, for the young people to tap into this sector and look at the BPO sector as a potential employer as well. So that is something that we are doing very closely with the industry. And I think when we look at the people going away side of things, this industry has the capability to retain our people. This industry has the capability to reduce the brain drain that has been happening because of the opportunities that this industry presents. So essentially, a person working for the BPO industry is already working for an international organization through that company. So you have that experience, you have that exposure, and you have a better standard of living because you have a better salary package.